Speaking of Twitch, Jesus returns to Twitch. There's a new AI-run 24-hour Twitch stream featuring Jesus of Nazareth answering questions and taking requests.
Nazareth answering questions.
Such as explaining the gospel through the metaphor of RuPaul's Drag Race, or the Sermon of the Mount through the metaphor of the Taco Bell dine-in menu. What? Jesus looks like his typical American depiction, also known as white, in a looped video with an AI-generated mouth transported on his face. Some viewers have mentioned that he looks a bit like Luke, probably me from about a week ago. So, Jesus, as powered by ChatGPT, is an apparently sincere depiction, and its answers typically emphasize love, kindness, and compassion. It was briefly banned for unclear reasons and then returned shortly after, which is on brand.
Can I just... I actually loved that joke, by the way. That was really good. That's joke of the stream already. We're barely into this thing.
Thank you.
Can I just say, I actually kind of like this. I know there's a lot of applications for, large language models, deep learning, machine learning that have very questionable sort of ethical, a very questionable ethical approach.
Sure.
Okay. And I could see people being, kind of upset by this because obviously it's literally putting words into the mouth of their, prime religious figure or
what's the definition
whatever,
of
right?
Blasphemy?
However, how do I do this without this becoming extremely spicy?
It's a minefield. It's dangerous.
I do consider it to be a significant problem. The number of people who claim to be of a Christian persuasion, who do not seem to have really any familiarity with what Jesus ever said about anything. And if this is a tool that could make it more accessible than picking up a frickin' King James Bible, very difficult, fun fact. We actually did a unit on the King James Bible in my public school English 12 class. Do you know why?
No. It's the most sold book of all time.
Something like that. Yeah, it was like this is how they used to English.
Because of all the changes over time. That's a really wild subject.
Yeah, it was really cool. Anyway, the point is, it's basically indecipherable, I would say, to the average, student, to the average person. It's very dense. It's very difficult. There's a ton of figurative language. It's hard to follow along with. And so if you could train an AI to kind of answer, real questions, obviously not the Taco Bell stuff or whatever else, it would be limited.
Yeah.
You'd have to train it to, it'd have to be good. It would have to not hallucinate. I doubt that this implementation is perfect because we don't have perfect large language models yet, and maybe we never will. But all I'm trying to say is I see some potential here, and I think that there are a lot of questions that people are asking themselves about our modern life that, as people who claim to believe in these teachings,
being able to reference it that way might be faster.
They might come to very different answers
until it starts hallucinating,
with an emphasis on love, kindness, and compassion, compared to if they didn't, ask a large language model that was trained on the life and teachings of this particular figure.
I do find the one response kind of funny. Concerning the best SMG in COD Modern Warfare 2, while my main purpose here is to share love, wisdom, and guidance based on my teachings and the Bible, I can tell you that many players appreciate the UMP45 for its versatility and effectiveness in the game.
I love this. It's not perfect. People got it to talk like a whale.
Okay, no, but that kind of makes sense. If it still answers, no, that might make sense because you could ask it to answer in the, the what is the blue fish in Finding Nemo? Dora or something.
Dory.
No,
No, that's the explorer you're thinking of, but close.
she was exploring. When the bluefish like talks like a whale, you can still understand what she's saying.
Yeah.
So if it still answers the question
I mean,
accurately,
okay.
like who cares? It doesn't know you're not actually a whale. Maybe we figured out whale to English text communication. They're working on that. So like, who knows?
Man, Jesus keeps up with the meta. All right. Well, at any rate, a very interesting application and one I wouldn't have thought of, but
No.
one that I actually think is kind of cool. I mean, people used to wear these bracelets, right? You know,
WWJD.
yeah, you can't ask your bracelet. This could be more accessible for people who, and look, I'm not taking a stance on this one way or the other that
Yeah.
people should or shouldn't be interested in the teachings of this particular figure, that I'm not even going to take a stance on whether this figure ever existed or didn't or whatever. I don't
No
care about
stances were taken at all.
None of that is the point.
Literally not standing, actually seated.
The point is, if this makes these teachings more accessible to people who
want them.
claim to actually want them, it could be a good thing. That's all.